What up, world? Today we're going to be talking to Tricia Phillippi. We'll get her set up here. She's amazing. Met her a while back. And as always, I would like to give her an opportunity to share her story with the world. I hope everybody is having not a bad day. Let's see. Hey.
All right, so
There you are.
Hey.
How are you?
Yep. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Hold on one second.
Okay.
What about now?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yep. Let
Awesome.
me see. I had my mic on, but maybe I'll take that off to avoid any technical difficulties.
Well, I can see you. I can hear you. You look beautiful. You're doing well.
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Fantastic. I'm super excited because I'm changed the format of the show to where I'm going a little bit more digital than in person to keep things super chill and fluid. And I think for the reminder for those, I've never met you in person yet. We've had a couple chitty chats, your sweetness of love, and I wanted to give you an opportunity to share, if you're okay with it, because this is like really candid opportunity. I didn't want to just go the foodie group that you birthed, which is up to like 20K followers.
Yeah, almost.
It's amazing.
There.
And if it's cool with you, use this opportunity in a candid environment to get to know you better as a human, and then share a little bit of where your story is and like where you're trying to go. Is that groovy?
That's cool. I'm down.
From what I could find out, and I snooped a little bit, and the last time that we had chitty chat, where you're in Port Orange, where's home?
Yep, Port Orange.
And you're from Ohio?
I'm from Ohio.
And
Absolutely.
you moved to Florida land when?
6 years ago, April of 2015.
Okay. And can we start there, just out of my own curiosity?
Yeah.
What brought you to the land of Florida?
Yeah, absolutely. So really it was kind of a very much unplanned thing. There was a family emergency type of situation, and my little 18-month-old niece needed rescued. And I was called on a Friday, the Friday before Easter Sunday, and asked to come down here and get her. And with no plan, I just got in my car and did it. And
Wow.
I was here on Easter Sunday, and
Wow.
here I am, 6 years later. So it's crazy how God has a plan for you, and you just kind of go with it, and you don't know what the light, there's, always a light at the end of the tunnel,
Right.
but you don't see it.
We don't need to resurrect any like
Yeah.
good, bad, or story, but the principle of you saying coming here to save somebody, like a superhero woman, did everything go according to plan to some degree? Was it a
Yeah, there were definitely a lot of challenges. My intent was actually to take her back to Ohio, but after 2 weeks being there basically I went down with a duffel bag. They gave me 24 hours to gain residency. So yeah, not to get too much into the details.
Right.
I figured it all out, and it has been a blessing for me. And
Awesome.
she's okay. She's doing well.
Hallelujah. Now, fast forward 6 years. Does it seem long, short? You seem like it's almost like you've done, when I talk to you, you come off with such tenacity and passion and authority. Do you have like a good footprint here? Do you feel like this is now home, or are we still getting, yeah?
Yeah,
Awesome.
It's totally where I was meant to be. And, I just am trying to do the good that I can within our community. Right. And I just feel led to do that.
Amazing. So then here we are. What is it that your profession that you're actually doing is to help businesses get merchant activity, correct? Setting up merchant. Okay.
Yeah, we focus on small to mid-sized businesses. So I'm actually a payroll manager on the payroll side for the company that I work for. But we have so many solutions that fit nicely within the restaurant industry. But we can help any small to mid-sized business that is outsourcing their payroll. Okay. But yes, we have credit card solutions, POS solutions, again, many solutions that fit nicely within the restaurant industry. Gotcha. And it's just an industry that I've really taken a liking to. Growing up, my dad was a chef. I'm part Italian, so I appreciate good food. I've always enjoyed going out to restaurants and dining. Food is what truly brings us all together. And so I think it's really important to be able to find a passion and connect that with whatever your career is. And I'm passionate about helping any small business owner, but I've really just taken a liking to the restaurant industry.
So then when, chronologically, this foodie group that you started, how long ago was that birthed?
Yeah, so that I started it. It's just had its 1 year anniversary. Oh, wow. And a light bulb went off for me. I was feeling so invaluable to this industry. In fact, my boss said, Trish, you need to separate a little bit from that restaurant industry. I know you love them, but for you to survive on commission only, you need to maybe look at some of these other industries that are thriving. Wow. And I said, I can't do that, because I feel like for me, payroll is just such a small portion of what I can do for a business. And I felt that this was really a time that I could back up what I was saying, that I truly do care about my clients' businesses and I want to see them succeed. Right. And, just listening to them talk about all the obstacles and things that they were dealing with. I had belonged to a few other foodie review pages, and I've always taken pictures of my food, even food that I make at home. We're proud of it. And I just, after listening to a few clients just talk about how, they'd stay up in the middle of the night just looking at some of these reviews that they would get pounded on. I just thought, well, wouldn't it be refreshing to start a group where those restaurant owners could come to a platform and just see the good that's being said, minus the Yelp and all these other review pages where they get hammered. Let's keep it light. And at the same time, I thought that would be really refreshing for our community, because there was so much hate, so much division, there was politics, all those things going on. And I just thought, let's keep it light, let's keep it positive. And I just always stood my ground on that. I love it. I never had an intention of growing the page large. I didn't ever even think that far. It was more just do something on a local basis and let's share the good experiences while dining out.
I love it. And I would say there's so many things that you're talking about that like spark questions and thoughts. And I'm wondering if we could take like a quick sidebar and visit when you were about to birth this group a year ago or so. And irregardless of what the group was going to be about, but you were about to make yourself pretty vulnerable, put your name, feelings, your passion into it. And I know, once again, you didn't have the goals of going big, but you knew, I'm sure, with the background that you have and the feelings that I feel about you, you knew the requirements and the passion it was going to take, like the responsibility.
Yeah.
Were you scared? Did you do it when you came up with the idea? How long until you actually did it around that? And what the point I ask you this is that I'm trying to energize and give people more belief in themselves. That did you do it pretty quickly, or did you wait because you had like the imposter syndrome, this isn't going to work, etc.?
No, I'm pretty reactive. So it was immediate. It was within 24 hours. I probably thought
Wow.
about it at night. And the next day I just started the group.
Boom.
Yeah, I'm pretty reactive. Sometimes that's not always a good thing, but
That's the Italian in you.
that's right.
So you hit this group head on, and you're pretty much, and I keep looking at the screen, that's why I'm looking over here. You're pretty much like like it's your baby, isn't it? Like, it doesn't seem that do you have multiple people involved, or is it
I
pretty
do.
much?
I have three admins, but I probably am doing about 90% of the work. They're just there to pick up. I've got a cousin in Seattle that can, do during her downtime when I'm sleeping. She can put people through and things like that. But I'm probably doing a good 90% of the work. It's a lot of activity. And I had no idea what I was getting myself into there, but I'm grateful for it. I'm not complaining by any means.
Right.
But go ahead.
Are you monetizing it to some degree at all? Like, are you?
Well, it does come back. I mean, I'm obviously building organic relationships with business owners, and it's not even just restaurant owners. There's other business owners within the group that I think that they're getting to know me and see the true passion and that I'm genuine in what I'm doing. And so natural organic relationships are happening from it. And so therefore I have absolutely been able to form business relationships out of it. And I'm happy to do so, because honestly, the time that I'm putting into it, I'm grateful that I work for a company that doesn't make me clock in and clock out.
Right.
But literally from the time that I wake up until the time that I go to bed, this group is going. And so it has to be able to pay off for me at some point in order to afford me the time that I put into it. So I'm grateful that, yes, I've been able to turn this into business relationships. And I think that that'll be ongoing for a long time.
What I've noticed, and I'm sure you can agree on this, and I'm very candid with not only in my personal life, but even in these open formats, where I'm the first to say to people, like, I truly don't really know what I'm doing. I've followed my passion, my hobby, and we lagging? What happened? Did I lose you or me? Internet 2021. Welcome aboard. I'm not sure if I lost you. Let me see. Oh, darn. Internet, great job. We live. Boom. Boom.
Sorry.
Yep. That's not your, I was like, I thought I lost. I'm like, Internet 2021, man. We're live.
I was trying to get the comments away because I couldn't see. They were starting to cover.
I know.
You,
so what I was saying is that I'm the first to admit to a lot of those that ask me or they find what I'm doing interesting, or like ask for advice. And I'm the first one to say, I don't really truly know what I'm doing. I've just always followed my passion, followed what I feel is good, and also complements what I want to do. And one of the things that I think is happening for you, what I'm feeling from this conversation and the past that we've had, and what I see is that your goal is, and when you birthed this group, wasn't just about monetization within net 30 days, or how am I going to this? And what I also like, and one of the common denominators that I'm extracting from this group and your passion, is that you're practicing what you preach. And if there's one thing I hope people get when they associate with my content or me as an individual, is that when you practice what you preach, everything just becomes a little bit easier in your professional realm, your recreational realm, because you don't have to fake it. You don't, for instance, here you are preaching and putting such passion into this group to explain to people, like, here's good places and here's good dialogue, etc. And by consequence of that, those happen to be those potential customers, which is great. What is probably the most surprising thing you've noticed with this group? I'm sure regardless of the size of it, but like, what seems to be like, what are you most surprised about that's come out of it that you didn't expect?
Honestly, the amount of people that are willing to embrace the concept, because I think that people attach social media to a negative thing, and for people to be keyboard warriors and to get behind there and
Right.
be willing to complain. But we've got, close to 20,000 people in there that, I mean, there's maybe 1% of them that might get some pushback and they get, taken out of the group eventually anyways. But to see that the community truly did embrace this and they're coming together and they're truly wrapping their arms around this industry, I never saw it turning into something that big.
Right.
And now, I felt like I was such an advocate in the beginning and had to push it so much. But now there's all these little, thousands of advocates that I can actually kind of just step back and watch the community come together. They're just, it's just great to see the way that the community has pulled together. And for me, I mean, that's just, just even when we did, I don't know if you know about the Taco Bell Joe story, but I was blown away by what we were able to do within our group there.
Can we chitty chat about that? Or is it,
yeah,
I think I met you near around, that's how I found you, is you were going like viral pretty much. And I remember, what was that about for those that don't know?
Yeah, so crazy. So we do gift cards. I started in the very beginning by just buying $25 gift cards out of my pocket to, just get engagement going and get people excited and have fun contests.
The internet is not playing nice today.
It's not being nice today.
Wow. I'm glad I stopped because I thought it was just me, but I don't think anyone else could. So here we go.
Okay.
Taco Joe?
Taco Bell Joe. So
Taco Bell Joe.
Yes, I was having a contest and I had the members. I thought, it'd be good to have the people that are serving us that we're raving about, they should benefit from this too. And so I had our members nominate their favorite service worker. So he was the first one to be nominated and he won by like a landslide. I mean, everybody came in and all the stories that people were saying about him, it just paragraphs of, going through there when they were in high school, and even a husband and wife talking about when they're having a bad day, they'll go through the drive-through just to experience him. People that bring people from out of town. I mean, everybody knew who Taco Bell Joe was. And so the original prize was a $50 cash, like holiday bonus, just a little token of appreciation. But I got to thinking after I was seeing all these stories come in talking about this guy, that maybe the group would want to contribute to the holiday bonus too. And I really didn't have any expectations because I really didn't even know what to set the goal at. So I started at $350. I thought, hey, if you have an extra $1 or $2 or $5 that you'd want to, donate to this holiday bonus and show your appreciation, great. And in 3-4 days, we raised $6,100 for him. So I was blown away. And the story was getting out there. And so Claire Mutz contacted me and wanted to cover. We went and did one of those big checks and presented it to him. And I remember being in Michael's doing some Christmas shopping with my daughter, and my girlfriend texted me and said, "This has made national news." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And all of a sudden, people are just texting me and sending me messages, Fox, CNN, Headline News, MSN. I mean, it made everything. I was getting just random messages through Facebook for interviews from Fox. And I'm like, is it really a thing? This is how we do it, right through Facebook.
Right.
But how cool, I thought after it being such a challenging year, our community, and then I guess, internationally, we needed a story like this where everybody could just kind of show some appreciation to our service industry. And Joe is just, he truly makes it. I don't know if you've gone through the line there. It's the Taco Bell across from Sunshine Plaza. But oh my gosh, he really, truly makes it an experience. He's a very, very cool guy, and he was very deserving of that and so much more.
You telling the story is like goosebump worthy. And I think it's amazing because those are those stories that give us that amazing distraction of how the world can be a beautiful place. And so that's when I think I saw you, for the first time, because you were all over the place. And then once again, I know we all kind of, as humans, form our own narrative when we see people online. We don't really know what their past is and this and that. But I had such a attraction to you as a human. And I was like, there's something different. I like the way you were rocking yourself, the way that you were. It was just amazing. And I would say, have you, as you've grown up, have you always had this underlining superhero woman passion? or has this been cultivated at, because obviously that what brought you here was to save the world to some degree, and that's your business Dragon Story, but has this been part of the Tricia since?
I'm definitely passion driven. I mean, I think it gives me purpose. So I think everything that I commit myself to, I've got to connect with a passionate, it's within me. And so that's an amazing compliment coming from you. I don't really consider myself a superhero by any means, but I do definitely consider myself a passionate person. And I'm so blessed to be able to feel that inside of me, because I know that not everybody finds that or finds it early on. But yeah, I have always tried to find things that I'm connected to, that I'm passionate about, and be able to spread that out onto others.
Well, it shows, and I'm saying it completely sincerely, because once again, for the record, and for those that are watching and or going to watch, I've never gotten to meet you and give you a schmug yet. So like, this is just what I feel, and I don't think that my hypothesis is two-way off. And I would say that when I see even your recreational content, your personal content, you look like you're just a good time. Like you're vibrant. Are you, and once again, these questions are not premeditated. Are you okay with me just like getting to know you?
Go there.
Okay. Are you kind of like the person that's like, they need you at the party, they need you at they're like, where's Tricia? Because like I feel like you bring the energy. Is that a fair statement?
I try to. I mean, I've found as I get older too, that I also really appreciate the downtime and the quiet time. And I always have been kind of a social butterfly, but I realize as I'm getting older that I really do appreciate even the downtime and the quiet time. There's times where I can go into a party or a big room now and kind of just step back, and I like to watch and observe. I have a dining group that I started with the foodie group too, where we take about 25 to 50 people 3 or 4 times a month to different restaurants. And to be able to sit back, and again, I didn't see the silver linings until it happened, but to hear all these people that are strangers interact as if they've been friends forever, and just listen to them laugh. I really do kind of take the back seat in those moments to just watch everybody, and it's been so fulfilling and so rewarding.
Isn't it a unique feeling when there's a few things I say when I'm praying and meditating that are redundant. The rest, I try to keep it as a unique conversation with my superior. But one of the things I do pray consistently about is let people know that there's something different about me, and it's not me, it's my love and passion for the guy upstairs. And then that benevolent type of love. And one of my most favorite words is agape, and trying to give without expecting it back. It's a surreal feeling when you see a group of people getting along, and there's this sense of euphoria, and you kind of know behind the scenes, like, it's like I did this, like from a humble perspective.
It's so humbling,
isn't it? It's so powerful. I just got to witness that. I'm sure you know, but Italy won the Euros, so we are. I don't think I'm like still recovered from the lack of sleep and a wee bit of debauchery, but we brought this massive group to this establishment here, and once again, I say this out of just like fun. Like it wasn't me. It was just we came together, and it's a wonderful feeling. I think it's rather fragile, just like any major superhero stories. Like with much power comes much responsibility, and all of this whimsical vernacular basically just boils down to, I think that you have a wonderful leadership quality about you. And this is all, once again, genuine, right from just like getting to know you, hearing your voice, even when we're on the phone. You also come off very authoritative in a good way, like kind of like part of my dialogue, but like, I wouldn't fuck with you. You know what I mean? Like I would be like, if you don't like, what lunch table did you sit at growing up at school? Like, were you kind of the leader of a group, or were you more?
I think I would consider myself more of a leader than a follower, but I'll tell you, my lunch table was always the ones that I saw sitting by themselves, and I would ask them to join us. I see someone from high school, Terry, I think she probably would attest to that, but seeing some kids that were in maybe the special ed classes and sitting alone, they were all my friends. When I graduated and I go back to the high school for football games and would see them and reconnect. So I felt like I was more of a leader in that way.
Right. And,
again, at a very young age, just trying to show my heart and compassion. I'm definitely a very compassionate person.
I'm sure this is you could agree to this, but I've I would like to be remembered as a dude that always made sure that I always looked behind me, no matter who it was, where I was. And I still do that to this day, that if you are blessed with outward vanity, look good, if you are blessed with a personality, if you are blessed with these things, and someone may not have that, to me, I think it's a lot. And hear me out on this and tell me if you feel me, but like, I'm going through these emotions now as I'm getting older, and I spend time by myself, and I'm learning that, like, I sincerely think it's harder to be nice to a person. I think it takes an effort to suppress whatever dragon and issue you're going through as a human, which all of us have them, and whether they're internal, external, or both, and to be able to suppress that and then be met with some type of optimism in a day, whether it's some asshole or if it's a long line or some type of friction that you're met with. I think it takes an extraordinary person to exercise that type of joy in that moment, whether it be the person or even yourself, and not overreact. And two, it's a lot easier, I think, to throw the finger, say F you, move out of my way. Do you know what I'm going through? I've got this, I've got that. And I think what I vibe with now, and I try to, and I think it takes a cognitive decision every day and every moment to slow down and to not freak out. And I think we kind of grow up sometimes with this narrative of, it's so nice to be easy, just smile and it's nice. And I think, no, it's a lot easier. That's why the world can be an ugly place, is that everyone can get that sense of entitlement and feel, oh, once again, I'll throw an analogy at you, which makes sense for me, and see if you like, you ever notice on a highway, everyone slows down and stares at the accident? Even when you're not, like, you're mad. And I've noticed that, like, we as humans, we have this immediate sense of curiosity to see it. Then we have this unexplainable, unequivocal sense of, like, wanting to help, right? If the car was on top of somebody, all of a sudden, the same guy we probably flicked off, we're picking the car up if we could. But I feel like if you use that same example and you use it in, like, a metaphoric perspective, everyone's in a car accident. Like, I guarantee you within the last 24 to 48 hours, to exercise your jubilee happiness to not only your customers, your group, your peoples that you love, you have to put that car accident somewhere. And I try to pretend, not looking for the negative connotation, but the hurt people thing. So I think you have done that involuntarily, which is extremely attractive about you as a human being, way more important than your group, your profession, all this. I think, and I've noticed even as the comments are coming in and I see the outpouring of love that you have on there, you are an amazing human being, woman.
Thank you.
You really are.
Thank you. That's very kind.
Where are you with, like, are you in a good season right now?
I am, but I tell you, I mean, I certainly have had my share of struggles. I've been a single mom, and so I feel like I've paid my dues, and I know that there's still more struggles to come. I mean, that's just life. It's learning. But I'm so appreciative in embracing this moment in my life, because I do feel like I'm in a very, very happy place. But I've paid a lot of dues to get here, and so I'm embracing it. And while I'm feeling this way, again, I'm feeling pushed and motivated to just do as much good as I can, even with that platform and having the attention there. It's just, my brain is continuously moving to think about what are the other creative things that I can do to continue to push to bring our community together and to spread kindness, because it makes all the difference. And even going back to my dining group and thinking about the lunch table conversation, even hearing their stories, there's so many people that are coming to these events that I thought in the beginning it was going to be where they were going to be super critical of the food, they're foodies, and it's not that. They're really just coming together to socialize. And there's people there that have just moved from out of the area. There was a lady who, her husband had a stroke, and she's at home all the time, and she didn't have any friends. And so this is giving her an outing. And so just hearing all these stories of why these people are coming together, how can that not continue to push me and motivate me to be creative and continue to do good things? Because I see so many silver linings coming from this group that I never, ever envisioned when I started it. But I'm just grateful, truly grateful.
This dining group that you have, is it still open to, like, the normal public and stuff? Yeah. Like,
oh, yeah. Yeah, we started it, I want to say maybe back in July or August, and
Okay.
we about 3 times a month, sometimes 4, sometimes a little bit less, just depending on what my month looks like, because it's a lot of planning and organizing. But we take, like I said, anywhere from 25 to 45, and we try to jump around Volusia County and just spread the love to different restaurants. Most of the time, it's the first exposure. And the restaurants have done such an amazing job accommodating us, and the idea was to give them exposure.
Right.
And at the same time, we're all socializing. And, you know, I've only been here, like I said, 6 years, and I'm still making new friends.
Right.
This group, I have met so many friends, and so I'm so thankful for that too. And again, didn't connect the dots there.
Right.
So I'm just grateful for so many things.
I could tell you, so I've been in this immediate area pretty much my whole life. And every day in the last handful of months, I meet like 2, 3 people that are brand new to the area. I love it. I recharge off of other people's happiness or even dismay, and it just makes me so happy. And like, to me, everybody's my best friend. I get so excited. And it's like crazy because it's just like, I think obviously from a COVID environment now, and everyone got the memo that just Florida's is the bee's knees. So like everyone's here.
Yeah.
And I love the growth. I think there's some people in the smaller towns and stuff that are like, no, but I tell people, I'm like, what do we got? Like another 30, 40, if that, you know, as far as alive to me, sorry to sound morbid, but like, let people live. It's their earth too. So I think it's wonderful that you have this group it's so much bigger than just a foodie group, right? Because like, I think just like being an internet, or like some of these terms and some of these things can lose the allure, because like there's becoming so many of them. But you have out of all the ones I've heard, you have such a beautiful way of like, it's like a church, you know, in a good way. It's like a beautiful thing that you're giving these people this like situation. When is the next one?
Next Tuesday, we are going to Frappy's.
Okay.
Frappy's Italian Grill in Ormond. We're taking 25 people there. We're doing Copper Bottom Craft Distillery at the end of the month. Actually, no, July 23rd. So next Friday, we're taking 40 people there for a private barrel tasting. So it's just, it's been exciting times. And like I said, and it's cool because every time there's new faces. And so it's just something that I'm very proud of, and I feel blessed that it's all come together. And so many good things they're just kind of snowballing out of it. I just love it.
Well,
very grateful.
These establishments have to be like thrilled when you're coming, because you're pretty much probably almost packing the place out to some of these venues.
Yeah, we try to be strategic and make sure that we go on nights that it's going to be less busy.
Oh, like slower night, yeah.
Yeah, like Tuesday or Wednesday, so they can give, you know, 25, 30 people. That's a lot of people to service at one time. But again, the idea was just to help give these restaurants exposure, help fill their seats on a slower night. And then obviously if they have a great experience, then they're willing, you know, they're more motivated to bring their friends back. And but we just there has every single experience. We probably have done a good, I don't know, 20 to 30 of them. And every experience has just been an absolute blast. And, you know, it sounds so cliche, but it's so true that food is, I feel like it's one of the only things left that really brings us together. And we just keep getting more divided and more divided. But when I watch these little dining groups, we're so about being together. And so I just I love it. Love it.
I'll piggyback on that statement because I 100% agree with you, but I have to amplify it just a wee bit. It's food and soccer.
Soccer, that's right.
It's the most food and soccer, the most universal language. No matter where I've been blessed with being able to travel, even if I can't speak the language, have no idea where I'm going, wherever the football pitch is and food is, you're in heaven. It's tribal, it's communionship, you're breaking bread. It dates back since we've been in existence. And I love that you're using it to give people an opportunity to get to know each other, love on each other, share their stories. What is it that, you know, I'm a helper too. What is it that is there anything that you need help with in general? And once again, this conversation isn't just for the audience, it's for us to even say hi, etc. Is there anything that you are going through with like in the group or this, or like that you're dealing, or like what you would want people to do? Is there like, what would be?
Just spread the word about the group. I mean, it's, you know, get in there. I mean, I promise you better be prepared to put on a few extra pounds if you get in there. That's the one. I mean, just spread the word, because a
Okay.
lot of good things. It's more than just the foodie page. You know, I've
Right.
got people that maybe you should rename it. Or, I'm not renaming it. It is what it is.
Right.
It's foodie reviews, but now it's become so much more. So
Right.
just getting the word out there and growing it, because again, it's encouraging for us to be supporting our small local business owners. And
Yeah.
these were the guys that were, you know, that we were going to asking for them to sponsor our little baseball teams and our softball teams. And so they're, you know, they were going through and still are going through a really, really challenging time.
Right.
So why would we not come together as a community and just give them a little extra support to help them get through it? Because they live right here inside our community. They're, you know, they're right here. They're our neighbors. So just spreading the word about our group, and you know, and that the focus is positive and it's all good vibes in there.
Love it. And I can tell you, out of all the diversity of clientele that I have, the restaurateurs, man, are some, I mean, if I ever had to go to war, I'd get like pretty much all of my, I would want all restaurateurs. They are some strong, I mean, what they go through, and I know as they grow, some are, you know, whatever, they off property owners and stuff. And as you get, but the majority of the restaurateurs start, they're there. They can do every job by themselves if need be. They don't know how to spell sleep. It's impossible, you know, like they work so hard. And the fact that you're also, my heart goes out to you just from B to B, from a business to business. Having to, restaurateurs are tough in a good way. You know, they're the doctors of the recreational world. Like, it's very hard to get them to nail them down, to get their attention, because they're so spread thin.
Amen.
And I admire you. I can't imagine what your calendar looks like. It must be a bunch of scribbling and changing and this. But I admire that. And I think that with that mindset, that's why they probably appreciate you, is that you give them, like, I know that you're bloody, torn, and tattered. You know, it's a tough industry. So, listen, I could talk to you. You're fancy. Do you come to Flagler much, or is it more like?
Yes.
Do you really?
I was
You
just
gotta
there
holler.
on Friday. I was at Oceanside and Tortugas.
Listen.
Yeah, I come probably a couple times a month, minimal.
Okay. Well, listen. This Saturday. Oh, did I lose you? Hold on. I think I lost you. You're coming this Saturday?
Sunday. It's Scott Fox's birthday at Tortugas, and they're celebrating 5 years.
Yes.
5 years.
I saw that. I will see you there.
Cool. Thank you so much for having me.
You do a little misbehaving, don't you? A little libation.
Absolutely. That's what keeps me grounded. Gotta have
what's
some
what's your misbehaving drink of choice?
Oh my.
Oh boy.
I have a couple. Depends on my mood.
Well,
I love, my nightcap is usually, which is crazy, but I always love like a dessert martini. I love my espresso martinis. But I'd say I mix it up. I don't stick to one thing. I mix it up, but espresso martinis is definitely a go-to for me. Rum is my favorite, and liquor. I'm a rum girl.
Okay.
But I try to stay away from drinking too many of those because of all the juices that come along with it. But
right.
Espresso martinis and rum are probably my two go-tos. And then I love that. What's that beer? Delirium. Woof. You gotta try that if you haven't. It is the best beer ever. But
I go with
8.5%.
You're right. I forget the exact. There's like a couple of them, and if I do have a beer here at Turtle Shack, they have it on draft, I think, too, and it's 1 or 2, and you're sitting pretty. Well, you got a drink on me, if not 3, when I see you. I'm giving you a hug. You have wonderful energy, a great outlook on life, and I knew I was going to enjoy this thoroughly. What I'm going to do is, when we disconnect, I'm going to put the foodie group. I'm going to put the link in there.
Cool.
Okay. And for those that don't know who this wonderful woman is, please now know her, support her, love on her, and help grow her group. And I don't know, I'm just excited. Thank you so much for doing this.
Oh, thank you so much for having me and sharing my story. It was great getting to know you, and I look forward to getting to know you more and giving you a big bear hug on Sunday.
Yes. All right, love. Well, listen, have a great day. We did it. And I'm sure I'll be talking to you before Sunday, if not that day.
Okay, sounds good. Have a wonderful rest of your day.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.